Hi everyone, my name is Nicole, and today we're going to do a somatic practice for when we're experiencing emotional tension in the body. So this could be like we feel like we have some emotions that are maybe too big to express yet, the body's bracing, or we notice that we're holding something back. So we won't go into any stories. We're just going to stay with the sensations in the body and the nervous system patterns. There'll be no fixing or forcing. We're just letting the body soften at its own pace. And as always, this isn't therapy. We're just going through a somatic practice. So when emotions are too big, or the energy, we could just even call those emotions energy, feel too big, the body will typically brace against it. So today we're going to use a couple a little bit of somatic movement, and then some somatic tracking and somatic experiencing techniques to move through this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to arrive in our space. So just feeling the support of where you are. And actually, if you are in a chair with a back, I want you to just lean into that. Notice the support of the chair. Notice the support of the ground or whatever you're sitting on beneath you. You don't have to be sitting like me. You could be sitting in a chair with your feet on the ground. It's totally up to you. And then start just noticing the space or the room that you're in. And we're going to orient. So this way we're using our eyes to be present with the room. And our eyes take up a huge portion of our brain. So it's a really effective way to show us where we are and signal to the body that it's safe. So just letting your eyes move around the room, maybe with a bit of a fresh way of looking at it. Just notice shadows, light, textures, how far the walls are away from you, and look right behind you. And as you do this, just notice if your eyes get caught on anything that maybe your body finds kind of interesting. And then just going the other way, and go about 5% slower than you're already going. So slow it down just a bit. And just notice what happens inside as you look around. Sometimes we could think, I really like that plant, but maybe we're looking at, I don't know, an ottoman, and we notice like an opening in our body. So the body responds to it in a really nice way for whatever reason. We don't have to make up a story about it. We just notice how the body responds and track sensations. Okay, and then looking right behind you, and then slowly coming back to center. Again, go nice and slow. Notice the head moving, notice the neck moving, notice where your jaw is. Not trying to change anything, we're just noticing. And then we're just going to bring a little movement into our joints. So just moving the joints, and again, go about 5% slower than you originally wanted to. Then moving the wrists. If you're experiencing some freeze in your nervous system, this is bringing some like circular movement into your joints is a really nice way of just slowly coming out of freeze and letting it melt. Then bringing some movement into the elbows, and maybe some movement comes into the shoulders, and just keeping it nice and fluid. I notice myself going a bit fast, so just slow it down. And then let's bring some movement into the spine. So starting from the tailbone, just start gently swaying back and forth. And keep the eyes open. You can close your eyes if you want. Just notice actually what feels best. Do you like looking around? Or do you like going just right inside and closing the eyes? I noticed a little burp coming up, so that's a nice sign of regulation coming in. When the digestive system starts to relax, air can start to be released. You might feel some gurgling in the tummy. Some yawning, it's another nice way of noticing regulation. Some gentle, warm tingling in the legs. Usually when we hold tension, it is usually in the upper body. So when we bring attention to our legs, sometimes that creates more space and energy can start to move down, and you can feel that through the gentle tingling in the legs. Okay, so let's bring that to the center. And then just notice what it feels like to be still. And then noticing where there's tension in the body. So this could be anywhere. So just let's trace down through the body. So noticing the jaw, the neck, the shoulders. We're not trying to change anything. We're just taking an inventory. The chest, the back, the belly, the hips. And then notice the legs on the ground, or the feet on the ground, or the bum on the ground, or in the chair, wherever you are. And notice where you might be feeling some tension. So this could be anywhere, but I'm feeling tension in my jaw. So just noticing that, noticing where the tension begins, wherever it is for you, noticing the outlines. And when there's tension, there's usually a way that the body is trying to protect us. So what if we just met that tension with presence? So bring your hands to wherever it is. And if it's in your back, you can lean against a chair. Just offer some support. I'm just going to do the one hand so I don't bump my mic. And then we're telling these protectors, we're going to call them protectors, that it's okay, that we understand why they're doing their job. So actually give the support, give some containment to that tension. So it doesn't have to hold it. You're offering quite a bit of pressure, and just notice how much pressure you want. And then we're just going to stay with that. And we're going to track this for a little bit. So noticing the pressure, maybe noticing, does a deeper breath spontaneously come in? Noticing what's happening in the rest of the body. Okay, and now keeping the pressure there, let's get ready to slowly loosen it. So we're not removing our hands, we're just giving less pressure. So still making contact, but just giving less pressure, almost as if the hand is saying, I'm here. I'm here. And you can get as big or small as you want. I'm here. And again, notice what happens. I'm going to give you some time to just track the sensations in the body. Looking for maybe there's the same tension, maybe there's warmness, tingling, and openness. Notice what the breath is doing. Notice what the shoulders are doing. Okay, and then just removing the hand. And then let's notice a part of the body that is steady, even if it is a little like square inch or centimeter. Notice where that is. So it could be the feet, could be the hands. We're noticing looseness, stillness. Maybe it's the forearms. It could even be like the tip of the nose or the earlobes. And just see if you can bring your attention there. And notice what that feels like. Notice what it feels like to experience looseness or steadiness or relaxation in the body, even if it's just a pinky finger. Even if you can bring something to mind, like something pleasant in nature or a friend or an animal, see if you can bring that to mind and also notice that area of steadiness, openness, relaxation, looseness in the body. See what happens. See if you can deepen that when we bring something pleasant to mind. So keep your focus here and notice the different qualities of that area. Temperature, texture, the outline. And then, as you keep your focus there, this is our anchor. And when our body starts to reorganize places of tension, like letting go, or maybe some energies moving in the body, we can keep our focus here as it kind of reorganizes around it, around the flavor of that steadiness. Okay, so now bringing your attention back to the place of tension, you can place your hand there and just noticing what's happening there. Has anything changed? Noticing the qualities, the outline, the temperature. And just asking and noticing if there's an impulse for that area to move in any way. And if there is, I want you to do it really, really slow and about 30% of the movement that you have an impulse to do. So maybe if it's the jaw, maybe it wants to stay still. And if it does, just stay with that. But maybe it wants to move really slowly open and closed. Or maybe if it's a shoulder, maybe there's a slight shrug. But just exploring what it feels like to just move that area just a little bit. Bring a little movement into it. And if it's the back, just bringing a little bit of gentle movement, almost as if you're feathering in and out. So I'm going to stay with my jaw. And then moving the attention back to that place of openness or steadiness. I'm just using the side of my hand here. And notice what it's like to be in that place. And see if you can bring that pleasant image to mind, that pleasant idea. And just notice what happens in that area as you do that. And then let's do another body scan. So just noticing the jaw, the face, the back of the head. Noticing the neck. Noticing the collarbones, the shoulders. And just maybe notice, is it neutral to be in these places? Is it pleasant or is it unpleasant? And then just noticing the upper back. Noticing the middle back. Noticing the lower back and hips. And coming up again to the collarbones, the chest, the solar plexus, the belly, the front of the hips. And then maybe just noticing the legs. And if you want, you can reach down and just run your hands along them to bring some presence there. And noticing what makes contact with the ground, whether that's your legs, your feet, your bum. And then coming back to the tension. So noticing the tension. And again, has anything shifted? And I'm going to say a sentence to you, and then you can notice what that feels like. So as if I was speaking to the tension. I'm right here, and you can get as big or as small as you want. And just notice what happens when I say that. And then we're going to bring a little bit of tension into the tension. So when the body's bracing, let's give it what it wants. So wherever that spot is, we're going to go into it and create tension just about 20%, and then we're going to really slowly come out of it. So experimenting, what's it like to be tense and what's it like to come out of tension. So just notice where that is. Create some tension, whether it's shrugging the shoulders, or if it's in the chest, you can kind of cave in. So bring tension into that area, recreate it. And take a breath, notice what it's like to create that tension. Now slowly come out of it, millimeter by millimeter, relaxing. Let's do that one more time, coming back into tension. And slowly coming out. Nice yawn coming in. And now let's come back to that steady place, wherever that was in your body. And just, again, noticing the outlines and really anchoring in there. You can just stay there, and I'm just going to give you a reflection to reflect on. So here you go. What changes in my life when I don't have to hold myself back? You don't have to even come up with an answer. You could notice what the body responds to. Notice what happens inside when I ask that. Or you can notice the thought and then the body sensation. And then here's another one. When or where do you feel most like yourself? And again, maybe there's a thought, and if nothing comes to mind, just notice what happens in the body. What might it feel like to feel like yourself? What does the body feel like when you feel like yourself? Then when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Notice the room that you're in. We looked at it earlier, but does it look any different now? The quality of the room different? Do the colors look different? Does the light look different? Maybe it all looks the same. And then just bringing in any movement that wants to come into your body. And just letting that unwind. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I would love it if you liked, subscribed. I love comments. That's my love language. If you want to just tell me what you experienced in this practice, I would absolutely love to hear it. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can check out the links below the video, and I would love to work with you. Have a great day, and bye.